Gentlemen of the press, or ladies and gentlemen, let me, on behalf of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukurisu Buratai, officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army, welcome you to Nigerian Army Headquarters Conference Room, venue for this important press briefing. This is a press briefing on the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General T.Y. Buratai's meeting with the principal staff officers, general officers commanding Nigerian Army divisions, and field commanders held today at this conference room. Today, Monday, the 26th of October, 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukurisu Buratai, has just finished an important meeting with his principal staff officers, general officers commanding, and field commanders this morning here at the Army Headquarters Conference Room. At the meeting, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukurisu Buratai, made it unambiguously clear to the PSOs, GOCs, and field commanders that there will be no room for disloyalty amongst all officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army.
Is trying to intimidate and threaten soldiers as if they do not know their job. Fear is the key to intimidate.
He directed that they, PSOs, GOCs, and field commanders, must reiterate to all their subordinates that the Nigerian Army is determined to ensure democratic stability in Nigeria as the only panacea for development and progress. General Buratai also said the best system of governance is democracy, and we must all ensure that Nigeria's democracy remains stable and steady. We will not allow any force, elements, or destabilizing agents in or outside our country to set our beloved country on fire.
The people that are setting Nigeria on fire are not the Nigerians that we are talking about. They are the Nigerian senators and the silence of DSS. A senator was accused of hiring thugs to attack peaceful NSAS protesters. Former Deputy Director of SSS, Dennis Amachi, confirmed on Channels TV that the SSS headquarters confirmed to him that the officials that used government vehicles to dispatch thugs are working for a sitting senator. The other senators are equally silent on this, and it means that they all agreed on it. And that senator spearheaded it. It is the same senator's thugs that are looting and burning public property. It is the handiwork of the senator who calls himself a lawmaker. If the SSS refuse to arrest him, then it is clear that SSS director is promoting terrorism in Nigeria, while soldiers are focusing on enforcing curfews.
We remain resolute in doing everything possible to ensure that subversive elements, detractors, and other enemies of this great nation do not have their aims and objectives of destabilization. General Buratai further drew the attention of all the participants at the meeting that the events of the past few days in our dear nation have shown the determination of some unscrupulous individuals and groups to destabilize Nigeria by all means. These same unscrupulous individuals, group and other undesirable elements have hijacked the peaceful end-SARS protest marches, resulting to widespread violence, acts of wanton destruction, and looting of public and private properties in many parts of the country. These acts led to the imposition of curfew in several states of the Federation, he stated. He also said that right from the onset of end-SARS protests, the Nigerian army has been aware of the grand design by the sponsors of the protest to draw it into the crisis. The plan was to embark on massive propaganda to discredit the military and the government so as to set the people against the Nigerian army once it is called out to aid the civil authorities. The Nigerian army, being aware of the devilish plan, was careful not to be dragged in and issued the initial warning through a press release on 14 October 2020 of our resolve to secure and safeguard a united Nigeria. Now the detractors, alongside their local and international collaborators, have mischievously and deliberately misrepresented troops' effort to ensure compliance with the curfew imposed by legitimate civil authorities in Lagos and other states. These agitators are falsely accusing the Nigerian army of being responsible for the activities of miscreants, despite glaring evidence to the contrary.
The army has overstepped their boundaries. That is what you must know. They killed many at Lekki Toll Gate. They killed in Kwara State. They killed in Benin City and other places. When Nigerians went to recover rice and indomie, hidden by devilish politicians. Do you sustain democracy by shooting unarmed compatriots? Is it the statutory role of any soldier to protect indomie by killing Nigerians? Is rice and indomie more important than life? You cannot call yourself patriotic if you do not fish out the killers of our people. Boko Haram is killing soldiers in Sambisa forest. And Nigerian soldiers are killing the same protesters that are protesting in order to make life better for everyone. That is what you should be talking about. There are glaring evidences of the role soldiers are playing to destabilize a country that they are supposed to protect. You are supposed to be protecting the territorial integrity of Nigeria from Boko Haram and other bandits, not killing Nigerians over indomie. The Senate is silent on the deployment of soldiers on our streets because they are co-sponsors of the senator that imported terrorists to attack peaceful protesters. The imported terrorists are the same so-called repentant terrorists integrated for political reasons. That is what you should be talking about.
They have continually threatened to report the Nigerian army to International Criminal Court and also threatened various forms of sanction against personnel and their families. Thankfully, however, a large percentage of Nigerians and international community have started seeing through the smoke screen of falsehood and deliberate misrepresentation of facts being orchestrated by enemies of Nigeria and have retracted their earlier false publications. Distinguished members of the press, the Chief of Army Staff during the meeting also said, despite all this, the Nigerian Army has continued to exercise restraint, applied all the principles of internal security operations, and fully abided by the internationally recognized rules of engagement as contained in our published standard operating procedures for internal security operations, which are derived from the international human rights laws and are in accordance with the international principles guiding the use of force.
The international community, they have offices in Nigeria. They see everything happening in Nigeria. They see the terrorism of government. They see misgovernance. They are not strangers to the ongoing misgovernance. They are equally shocked that Nigerian army shamelessly allow themselves to be drawn into civil misunderstanding between civilians and the government. They see the international community must sanction Tukur Buratai, Tukur Yusuf Buratai, for unleashing soldiers against civilians, your boss. They must sanction Buhari for crime against humanity. They must sanction Police IG Mohammed Adamu for superintending over the killing of Nigerians by members of the Nigerian Police Force. They must sanction all Nigerian senators for sponsoring a senator to hire terrorists against peaceful protesters. They must sanction SSS Director Yusuf Magaji Bichi for shielding the senator that is sponsoring terrorism against protesters. The international community must sanction Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for inviting and hiring soldiers to kill unarmed protesters, even when it was not time for the so-called curfew that he imposed on Lagos State. You cannot end SARS without sacking the Police Inspector General Mohammed Adamu, who superintended over the killing of Nigerians for several years. Buhari's government bluntly refused to remove service chiefs as recommended by the Senate. What the Army Chief and Police IG are doing now is simply to consolidate their positions for selfish gains. They are just fighting, working for their pockets, nothing more, and to sustain their positions. Lies. Lies, lies, lies. This government of Buhari is built on the foundation of lies. So I'm not surprised at what you are saying. The actions of the Nigerian army clearly shows that they do not understand what rules of engagements are. Neither do they respect international law. Rules of engagement, ROE, I beg your pardon, are the rules and directives applied within military forces and individuals that set out to define the circumstances, conditions, degree, and manner in which the use of force or actions which might be construed as provocative may be applied. You cannot disperse peaceful protesters with live bullets, shoot them to death, and you claim to be applying rules of engagement. You are the protesters and no. You cannot claim to be supervising curfew when you tell Nigerians to swim in gutters and roll on the ground because you are a soldier wearing uniform. This uniform, they sell it everywhere in normal developed countries. It's a shame. It's a shame. It is barbaric and it is unacceptable. For any Nigerian killed by soldiers and the police, you have broken international law. Article 3 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights states in respect to the right of life, liberty, and security of persons that everyone has the right to life, liberty, and security of persons. Article 6 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights further states that every human being has the inherent right to life. This right shall be protected by law. No one shall be arbitrarily deprived of his life. So which international law are you trying to lie about? Which international law? Article 7 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights says, no one shall be subject to torture or cruel, inhuman, and degrading treatment or punishment. You see? So many of you are not well trained. Many of you Nigerian soldiers, you are not well trained. And that is why you do not understand the law. So stop misinterpreting it for selfish goals. It does not work like that. During COVID-19 curfew, Nigerian police killed 22 Nigerians for either being on the street or for not wearing nose mask. Nose mask. You kill a human being for not wearing nose mask in the 21st century. Even colonialists, did they do that? When Nigeria was under British rule? And you see nothing wrong in that? Where does that happen in a normal society? Have those officers been brought to book? Today, Nigeria ranks the worst police in the world, and the government should be ashamed of that.
He used the opportunity to re-emphasize that none of the PSOs, GOCs, field commanders, and other officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army should be afraid of the International Criminal Court for carrying out their legitimate duties as stated in the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, and other excellent laws, rules, and regulations of Nigeria. He further adds that they have every right under the Constitution to carry out assigned legitimate roles of maintaining law and order in aid of civil authorities and other security agencies. He reiterated that anyone who doubts the commitment of the PSOs, GOCs, and field commanders he reiterated that anyone who doubts the commitment of the PSO, GOCs, and field commanders is their constitutional responsibilities must be made to know that they remain committed, loyal, and unwavering in ensuring the unity, stability, and security of our dear country, Nigeria. He charged them to show the detractors and other elements of destabilization that they are neither a part of them nor in any way supportive of their activities at all times. He directed that any act of arson or attempt to kill or maim any military or security personnel and other law-abiding civilians must be responded to quickly and decisively.
He's trying to encourage other soldiers not to be afraid, but to continue to kill and to harass Nigerians. What makes Nigerian soldiers and police officers more special than other Nigerians? Your uniforms and guns bought with the taxpayers' money? The law shall catch up with each and every one of you. Each and every one of you, now or in the near future. Charles Taylor thought that he had Liberia in his pocket until he left office. No normal person kills fellow unarmed citizens in the name of maintaining law and order. You have tear gas and water cannon as instruments to disperse a crowd, if it is very imperative to do so. So why do you kill Nigerians? Why do you kill Nigerians? Why? Nigerians are less human than you are because you are a soldier or because you are a police officer?
According to him, in dealing with any security threat, they must fully cooperate with personnel of the Nigerian Police Force and other security agencies and must ensure that everyone is in full compliance with imposed curfews and other excellent security instructions in force. General Burate further alerted the PSOs, GOCs, and field commanders that the recent activities by unscrupulous elements have shown their desire to acquire arms and ammunition at all costs from security personnel. No less than 10 AK-47 rifles have been lost to this miscreant in the past 2 weeks across the country, with attendant loss of lives of personnel. He charged commanders to nip in the bud this emerging trend at all costs. and directed them to warn their troops on internal security or on guard duties outside the barracks to be at maximum alert at all times, and to also deal decisively with any attack on their duty locations.
You are the ones being unruly for killing civilians. We equally do not support the killing of any security personnel. The NSAS protest took a new turn when soldiers killed us at Lekki Toll Gate. Who deployed the soldiers? Sanwo-Olu is lying. Then he later confessed. First, he didn't know. First, it was shrouded in secrecy and all that. Now you agree to the international media that just 2 persons were killed. The truth is coming out. The truth is coming out. He invited soldiers. Soldiers came and they killed. The blood of Nigerians is on the head of the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, and his members of his family members. His head is on the blood of Nigerians killed are on the head of every soldier that answered to that unlawful call of the governor of Lagos State. So when you are making your so-called press meeting, you feel that you can just talk and you want Nigerians to be afraid. You use such words, miscreants, troublemakers, this and that. We do not support the killing of any civilian, soldier, police officer, or whoever. No. Who killed our compatriots? That is what we should be talking about. Buhari, Sanwo-Olu, Buratai, they must all be held responsible. You should be telling Nigerians why soldiers are deserting and resigning from the Nigerian army. You should be telling Nigerians who is stealing money meant to equip and give welfare to our soldiers that are regularly being killed by Boko Haram and other bandits. Nigeria is too developed. We are too blessed to see our soldiers being killed. Because we are supposed to be well equipped. We have everything. No one Nigerian soldier, no one Nigerian police is supposed to die. If not for the way you people are just running the army like somebody has been in this position that you are now. You will live there and you will start to see the picture from another point of view. You will still become an ex-PRO. You should be telling Nigerians who is stealing the money meant to equip and give welfare to our soldiers that are regularly being killed by Boko Haram and other bandits. You should be telling Nigerian soldiers why you are detaining other soldiers like Lance Corporal Martins Idakbeni for speaking out against poor welfare for soldiers. Nigerians cannot be protesting against police brutality when army brutality is worse. Even the army is brutalizing itself. You have no right to restrict the movement of Nigerians. You cannot use force and brutality against the people that are protesting against brutality. Your retired Major General Muhammadu Buhari must know this too. Army Chief Buratai is from Borno State. National Security Advisor is from Borno State. Senate Committee Chairman on Defense is from Borno State. With these 3 persons from Borno State, the state still remains the most insecure in the whole of Nigeria. Their people are being killed like chickens, and they are just there moving around with sirens. If you cannot secure your own state of Borno, you cannot secure Nigeria. Even Northerners are not even telling their people the truth. They just brainwash some of them with religion, brainwash them with tribe. But the Northerners have ruled the longest number of years in Nigeria, yet it is the poorest, and the Northern elites are silent. It is the least insecure. Northern elites are silent. It is the least educated. Northern elites are silent. Why are you doing this to your people? Why do you use your people only for elections? Why do you allow your people to be hired only as thugs? Don't Northerners deserve better life? Are you happy that you have just Northerners in homes for internally displaced persons? What are the Northerners fighting for? Most of them just fight for their pockets. They don't care. They just like to use their people. Is it not a shame to the North in Nigeria that you have about 20 million children on the street as beggars? And you have ruled the longest number of years in Nigeria? It's a shame. The educated Northerners must begin to enlighten the illiterates that this, what is happening in the North, is not normal. Don't allow soldiers or politicians to use you as dogs. They should build schools for you. They should build hospitals for you. They should give you good life, not use you as dogs or hire you for protest. No, no, that is where the Northern elites have failed. The educated ones must wake up and begin to enlighten our poor and uneducated brothers and sisters from the North. We cannot continue like that. Religion is a private affair. Your tribe is your private affair. Your political affiliation is your private affair. Give us welfare. That is what Nigerians are asking for. Whether you are from the North, you are the South, from the East, from the South, from the West, every Nigerian must be protected. Every life of every Nigerian, no matter where you are coming from, is important must be important to the Nigerian army. Welfare is a right of every Nigerian. It is not our rights. It is not our rights to be poor. It is not. So when you are making a press briefing, have the fear of God in your heart. Have the fear of God in your heart. It's not just about talking in front of microphones. Fear God. Fear God.
Lieutenant General Buratai concluded that there is no choice between a democratically united, strong, and prosperous Nigeria and a nation disunited in a state of anarchy and retrogression. We must all strive for a united, strong, stable, and progressive Nigeria.
Fear God. Now, you can see that you are the soldiers are even the military, the soldiers, the police, you are the ones even hitting the polity in Nigeria. Simple protest, you turn it into a war. You were the same persons used in rigging elections that have brought about poor leadership, which we all suffer today in Nigeria. Army and police officers at the top should carry junior officers along in terms of welfare, instead of making them useful only when you want to use them against the same suffering masses. Tell your colleagues how Buratai allegedly acquired properties in Dubai when soldiers are dying on the front line. Where did they get the money from? Tell us in your press briefing.
At the end of the meeting, the PSOs, GOCs, and field commanders resolved to A. Remain loyal to the federal government of Nigeria under President Muhammadu Buhari.
You cannot be loyal to Buhari and his government. You can only be loyal to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as a soldier. Governments come and go, but our Constitution remains. Stop being loyal for selfish purposes just to fill your pockets when your colleagues are dying in Sambisa Forest.
Muhammadu Buhari. B. Ensure the unity and indivisibility of our country.
You cannot achieve unity when you kill unarmed protesters or when a president deliberately promotes nepotism over patriotism. You cannot achieve development when Buhari continues to disobey court orders as if we're in a military regime. Nigerians must never make the mistake of voting for ex-governors or, for voting for ex-soldiers to be governors or as president. Never again. Because they are not trained for democracy and they do not understand civil governance.
C. Assist the federal government to bring an end to insecurity across the country and to prevent miscreants and criminals from hijacking NSAS protests nationwide.
The real miscreant is the senator that imported terrorists to hijack the peaceful NSAS protest. You are deceiving yourself if the DSS refused to arrest him. The silence of SSS Director Magaji Bichi towards the senator that imported terrorists clearly shows that Bichi is an accomplice to crime against humanity, and the international community must clearly underline this. Why is the army silent about the senator? You see, Africa is not developing because many African presidents pay the top military officers to remain in office and to promote bad governance. Robert Mugabe did it for many years until the soldiers said no, and they set their people free from the bondage of leadership by a few persons. Cameroon's senior army officers are still receiving bribe till today from President Paul Biya, who has been president for 38 years. Today, Cameroon is so insecure that they kill children in classrooms. Cameroon is equally as insecure as in Nigeria because the military officers are cooperating with bad governance, because those in the military, especially the top officers, are receiving huge amount of money to be silent and to support bad governance. But at the end of the day, majority suffer it. The families of junior police officers, junior army officers, Navy, Air Force, they are suffering. The barracks, some of the barracks for police officers and soldiers, even the dogs of the politicians you protect cannot live in those barracks. Some of you, your wife sell pure water and firewood in your barracks just to survive the family. Is that what you want? Is that what you want for Nigerian soldiers? Is that what you want for Nigerian police officers? Is that what you want for the entire Nigerian people? No. Please change your mindset. You are doing your job, but fear God. Fear God. President Ali Bongo of Gabon is very sick now, but he remains in office, walking and staggering. It's not in good health. Instead of resigning like the Japanese Prime Minister, no. African leaders, they want to die in position of authority. So that is also happening in Gabon because senior soldiers are being paid to sustain bad governance. Same thing that is happening in Nigeria today. South African security agencies are the only ones that are different. They are wiser because whenever the people protest, they pull up their uniforms and join the people because they do not want to return to their years of oppression. Nigeria will be free from bad governance the day Nigerian army and all security agencies join the people's protest and say no to bad governance, which makes everybody suffer. With all our rich resources, is today's Nigeria the Nigeria of your dream? I'm asking you, you are the one talking now. You are doing a press conference. Is today's Nigeria, is that the Nigeria of your dream? Is today's Nigeria the Nigeria of the dream of our founding fathers? We left colonialism, now we're in neo-colonialism because of the same people we thought we could trust.
D. Remain focused, not to be deterred by any local or international threats. Or E. All commanders have been directed to intensify joint training with the Nigerian police and other sister security agencies to enhance inter-agency collaboration and cooperation. Finally, I wish to extend the appreciation and best regards of the Chief of Army Staff. You are please requested to give this maximum publicity. Thank you for your attention and safe journey back to your various destinations. Sagir Musa, Colonel Acting Director, Army Foreign Relations. Thank you.
You are the one speaking on behalf of Buratai. at this very critical time because his hands are soiled with blood. Therefore, he does not have the courage to face Nigerians, and he sent you, PRO. But Buhari was pushed to address Nigerians after a long silence of what was happening. And after he spoke in his well-edited speech, all that he said was emptiness and a recitation of military threats. The Nigerian media that you are using now, you are forcing them. You are forcing them. The Nigerian Broadcasting Service fined AIT, Channels TV, and Arise TV 3 million naira each for extensively covering the NSAS protest. Now, you are there using the same stations that was banned, that was fined. You're not using them to promote your anti-people propaganda and threats to your fellow army officers and to Nigerians. Your loyalty should be to the people of Nigeria and the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, not to a push and start president for selfish gains. It is in the very best interest of all security agencies in Nigeria to join Nigerians in protesting against all that is wrong with our country if we must prosper. That is what we must be talking about. Nigeria needs healing, Nigeria needs restoration. All those threats, killing, they are old-fashioned, they are barbaric. It's not a modern life. People are mocking you people now, you people that are soldiers, senior police officers, senior army officers. The world is mocking you because what you are doing is barbaric, it's outdated, it's colonial, unacceptable, it's shameful. Stop disgracing Nigeria. You are destroying our image abroad. You are killing our people at home. But we refuse to remain silent. My name is Frederick Omoyima, Global Coalition for Security and Democracy in Nigeria. If we do not give up before the finishing line, together we shall overcome. God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you.
Police are posted and investigation continues. The policeman injured. 38 policemen were injured from various submissions.
My name is Aishat Mohammed. I live at Alpha Beach, number 32, Dokar Street. I went to Jakonde to go and buy soup things to cook for my children. I'm a mother of 4 children. On my way going, we met so many soldiers and some voices. So some people are running. When I know I didn't do anything, I didn't run. They say we should come here, come here. We are many. We go to them. They now say we should lie down. We don't know that there is coffee. We say we don't know. Me, I'm going to buy something. Even the money that I want to use and go and buy something is still with me. I show them. They didn't collect the money from us. They didn't even allow us to make call. Islamic people that arrest us, they push us inside the motor. Today, making 6 days. We can't call our family. Nobody know our whereabouts. No food, nothing. And we are more than this. Those Hausa girls, because they speak language to their people, they release them. We begged to, they didn't leave us. They said we should go, we should not worry that they are going to leave us. Today making 6 days. It's only water that we are drinking. Even the police people, they are punishing us that we are criminal. They even hit gun in my leg. Look at my leg. I didn't do anything. They can even go and find out in my house. I have husband, I have 4 children. They said there is no movement. What are we doing outside? There is coffee. I said I went to go and buy some. They said shut up. We are many. They release some people because those girls are Hausa girls. They now arrest us. 2 Hausa girls inside we that we are women. We are 8 in numbers. We are 7 that they arrest at Jakonde, which is we ladies. We are 7. 1 lady here at Lagos Island, making us 8. Now we are now 6 in numbers that they pack from that army barrack to this place. The money I want to use and buy soup things, that is the 1,000 naira I volunteer. We use it and buy food yesterday. Rice 150. This is the remaining change here with me here. Yes, this is my remaining change. Other people here are my witness. They are beating us. When we try to express ourselves that we are innocent, they ask us to shut up. We all cooperate to be praying. That is only prayer that can set us free. So it's only prayer we have been praying. They use the gun nyash to hit my leg here. They hit our head when going inside. They didn't even allow us to talk. They are shouting, you people are criminal. You see people that go and burn police station. Can a lady burn police station? They shows everything in the television. At least they have to see the people's face that did the work. We are innocent. Please, don't let us just die for nothing. I have a baby. My baby doesn't know my whereabouts. I have husband, 4 children now. They doesn't know my whereabouts.